Okay, so let's dive into this. We're looking at a pretty massive temporal event shaking up Azeroth right now. The World of Warcraft Legion Remix. Our goal today, cut through the noise. We're going to synthesize the official announcements with what the high-level player guides are saying, basically how to completely dominate this thing.
Exactly. Think of this as your cheat sheet. Legion Remix, at its heart, is this time-limited seasonal event. You roll a new character, a time runner, they call it, and you replay the entire Legion expansion, but way faster, leveling from 10 straight up to 80. The main goal is just collecting stuff. A ridiculous amount of cosmetics, mounts, pets, transmog.
Right, and what really jumps out first is how easy it is to get into. You don't need to own Legion or any expansion.
Nope, just a standard WoW subscription or game time, that's it.
Which is huge, so even if you're mostly a classic player, you can just install the modern client and hop in.
Yeah, exactly. And trial accounts, they can even play up to level 20, get a feel for it. It's really open, which kind of fits the theme, orchestrated by a curious time traveler.
Ah, okay, that brings us to the lore bit. Because this whole thing ties into the current World Soul saga, doesn't it? It's Eternus, from the Infinite Dragonflight pulling the strings.
That's the hook. Eternus is back. And she's got this very specific temporal investigation going on with the World Soul saga happening. She's really interested in what makes heroes tick, what leads to success. So she's zeroing in on the Legion expansion events, how Azeroth was saved from the Burning Legion. She's trying to figure out why it worked. Was it just luck? Can that kind of success be analyzed and replicated?
So she's basically running a super fast simulation of heroism. That's actually a really cool setup.
All right, let's talk about the content itself. I mean, the amount of stuff players are diving back into is kind of staggering.
Oh, yeah.
All 12 Legion dungeons, the Mega Dungeon, 5 full raids, the whole Legion campaign, class order halls, artifacts, assault. It's all there. And if you remember grinding that the first time, it took a while. But here's the key difference. Thanks to our Infinite Dragon buddies. Acceleration, they're speeding up everything. Weekly lockouts, faster. Reputation gains, way faster. Class order hall missions, zooming. You're meant to burn through it, not slowly savor it.
Okay, so speed is the name of the game. Which brings us to the new systems helping you do that, starting with artifact weapons. These are replacing the Mopi Remix cloak and gem system, right?
Correct. No cloak this time. Instead, every artifact weapon, doesn't matter your class or spec, shares one big, powerful trait tree.
And in that tree, you've got options, 5 paths.
Yep. Nature, Fel, Arcane, Storm, or Holy. And it's super flexible. You can respec anytime, totally free. They even added a neat little quick assign feature. Free draw click to spend points, free draw right click to refund them. Makes tweaking mid-fight really easy.
And I saw something about jewelry letting you add ranks to traits from any path. So you could mix and match, like nature defenses with Fel damage.
You can find jewelry that adds ranks beyond the normal limits, yeah. So theoretically, you could build some hybrid monster.
Theoretically, I sense a bud coming.
Here's where the official design bumps hard against the player strategy guides we looked at. The high-level community, they've already called it. The sources we read basically say, always go Feller. The other trees, complete garbage for maxing out your power.
Wow, okay. Complete garbage. That's blunt. No room for debate there, huh? This is just raw damage.
Pretty much. DPS is everything in this event, apparently. And a Fel tree just gives the best, most immediate damage scaling. The guides acknowledge, Holy and Nature have some cool defensive stuff, but in an event built around speed, anything slowing down your kill time is seen as bad. Felly equals speed. End of story for the min-maxers.
Fel's is king. Got it. Okay, let's look at the world content twist then. These seem designed to maybe push back against just raw damage. The heroic world tier. Sounds like Diablo.
Right, that's part of Eternus' whole experiment. She's buffing mobs in the open world, more health, more damage. And sometimes they get random affix-like buffs, like Avenger or faster speed, stuff like that. It's meant to be tougher, But if you beat these juiced-up mobs, you get way better rewards. Risk versus reward.
And there are buffs for us, too. Time-warped obelisks.
Exactly. Find one of those, and boom, you get a temporary, super powerful buff. Makes you feel like a god for a little bit, tearing through stuff.
Nice. And for dungeon folks, time-worn Keystone dungeons.
Yep. It's basically Mythic plus remixed. You'll see some familiar affixes from Legion M plus E plus 4 brand new ones they're calling Eternus' Trials. Adds that randomized difficulty layer to the instance runs.
Okay, let's pivot to the strategy checklist, the listener's shortcut. If you want to hit level 80 efficiently, maximize your time. What are the absolute must-dos according to the guides?
Okay, leveling focus. It's all about XP per hour. So paradoxically, you want to do the least amount of open world questing possible. Just enough to get started, most of your time. It should be in instances.
Right. So list them out. Priority 1.
Research. Always be doing the researches and quests back at the Bazaar Hub. Priority 2, LFR and normal raids. Do them while leveling. The guide calls the XP delicious. Huge chunks, fast queues usually.
Delicious XP, I like it. Okay, 3.
Order haul. But specifically, rush getting those 2 perfected items that give a 20% XP buff each. That's your main goal there early on. 4, dungeons. Spamming the quick ones is good filler.
And the minimal questing. Where should people start?
Asuna. The guides all agree, start in Asuna, best momentum, so you kind of rotate order haul missions, maybe some Asuna quests when you have to, dungeon spam, LFR normal pops. Ideally, you hit 80 maybe just as you're finishing Asuna, or even before.
And there's a key XP thing later on, like a hidden boost.
Oh yeah, critical. Once you hit level 70, stop. Go find the NPC at the Bazaar. There's a quick required quest that gives you a massive 250% XP buff, 250%. You absolutely need that for the 70-80 stretch. Missing it is just throwing away time.
Okay, now for the really weird part. The gearing. This sounds completely backwards from normal WoW. The ultimate temporal exploit, maybe.
Right. This is the Ilval secret. It's wild. Your item level progression or for the gear drops you get from caches and world stuff, it's based on the aggregate Ilval of everything in your bags, not just what you're wearing.
Wait, hold on. So you should keep high Ilval items you don't need just sitting in your inventory, like a tank trinket if you're DPS.
Exactly. If you get a high Ilval piece that's useless for your stats, like say it has Arcane Aegis and you don't need that, but it's higher Ilval than what you have equipped, you don't equip it if your current lower Ilval item is better for your actual damage. You keep the high Ilval junk in your bags. It acts like a signal telling the game you deserve higher Ilval drops next time.
That feels broken. But okay, DPS is king, so hoard the useless high-level stuff in your bags. That's the play.
It's bizarre, but yeah, that's the optimization trick everyone's pointing to.
So once you hit 80 using this optimized junk hoarding technique, what's the end game gearing path?
Okay, first, make sure you can handle the heroic world tier comfortably. Then you grind normal and heroic dungeons. Your target is getting your gear to a base item level of 597 across the board. That's the
597 base. Got it. And then you start using the upgrade tokens.
Then you use the Moat of Broken Time items. Moats are these incremental upgrades. They add like 3 or 5 item levels. How much depends on your infinite knowledge and sand, which are the currencies for these upgrades. You wait till 597 because the moats are valuable. You want to apply them to gear that's already pretty high, maximize their impact.
Makes sense. Get the base high, then polish it. After that grind, what's the absolute top priority activity for max level power?
Raiding. LFR, normal, heroic, mythic. The guides say the infinite power gains IP from raids are just insane.
That's where you really max out your build.
Okay, raid's good. But what about the other endgame thing? There was a strong warning about mythic plus on. Oh yeah, like bold, all caps, warning in the guides. Never, ever do the time-worn Keystone dungeons, the M plus May, unless you are specifically farming IP points or just pushing keys for the challenge itself. The gear reward compared to the time it takes, the guides call it awful. Just totally inefficient compared to spamming raids for gear and IP.
Wow. So M plus gear is bad this time around. That is a big shift from retail.
Yeah.
WoW. Okay, one last quick tip. Kill on sight.
Right. If you see a mob out in the world, especially while leveling, and it has 3 or more of those affix buffs on it, kill it immediately. The guides say they're 1,000% carrying a moat or a fat chunk of IP. High-value targets, no question. Zap them.
All right, let's wrap this up with the loot and the practical stuff, because the whole reason you're doing the speedrun is the rewards, right? Bronze is back, but it works differently.
Yeah, bronze is purely cosmetic currency this time. You use it to buy mounts, transmog, pets, all that fun stuff. It's not for gear upgrades. Those drive directly from doing content, and harder content means better upgrade drop chances.
And the collections look pretty sweet. New stuff, returning items, a couple of new titles like Chrono Scholar and the Infernal, even housing decor for the future expansion.
Exactly. You can collect housing items now, use them when player housing launches in Midnight, so the rewards definitely have lasting value. Which brings us to converting your character. This needs some planning. Blizzard gave everyone 5 extra character slots just for these time runners.
But converting them is permanent, right? It's a one-way street.
Absolutely. Critical point. Once you convert a time runner to a standard character, that's it. No going back to the remix. The conversion process strips all the remix powers, clears your quest log, gives you normal level appropriate gear and gold. Any cosmetic rewards you earn but maybe didn't open, they get mailed to you, so you keep all the permanent stuff.
Are there any specific requirements to convert?
Two main ones. First, the character has to be at least 24 hours old. Anti-churn measure, probably. Second, if you want to convert a character that's above level 70, you need to own the War Within or Midnight. Ah, okay. So if you're planning to use this to jumpstart a character for the next expansion, you need to have bought it. Makes sense. And finally, the content rollout. It's phased.
Yep, new stuff unlocks every 2 weeks or so. Started October 7th with Emerald Nightmare, Trial of Valor. Then, like, November 4th brings Legionfall, Tomb of Sargeras. It keeps adding layers. The whole event wraps up December 9th with something called Infinite Echoes, basically the timeline collapsing. That's the deadline for conversion.
Okay, so summing this all up, we've got the official structure, and then we've got this super optimized player strategy. Quite a contrast.
It really is fascinating, isn't it? The official design goal seems to be, challenge and strategy. Multiple artifact paths, the heroic world tier, tricky dungeons. But the player guys, they've just bypassed all that complexity. It's Feltree only, rush Asuna, abuse the heck out of the ill villain bags mechanic. It's all about raw speed and dominating with epic power, as one guide put it.
Which leads to a really interesting final thought, especially considering Eternus' whole reason for doing this. She wants to learn what really saved Azeroth in Legion, right? Understand heroism. So is this hyper-optimized, accelerated, kind of exploitatory strategy that players are using, is that revealing the heroism she expected? Or is it showing her a totally new kind of temporal chaos, pure efficiency? Damn the narrative that maybe even the Infinite Dragonflight didn't see coming when they wound up the clock this tight. Something for you to ponder as you start your own Time Runner journey. And maybe start hoarding some useless high-level gear in your bags.